Alright, so we hop back on into True Sim. Hopefully we can keep things rolling here, maybe do a little bit better than we did in the first 2 rounds. We've got back tees for pin 3, medium winds, so not too bad. Winds out of the south, firm, and we're still on the default green speed, so not much is changing there. Hopefully we can lock in on these greens, lock in on our swing and approaches, and have a good weekend for the tournament. Alright, that was too far out last time. I think we're going to play it in a little bit more, play a little bit of fade, and just try and find our way up the fairway here. My concern is not so much on the drives as far as these swing planes are concerned, but if this carries over onto our approach shots, it might be a long weekend. Might just be a long weekend. All right, I'm gonna try and put the brakes on this. Thank you, Heels. Thank you. Alright, that's a good strike. Bounce and spin. Alright, up and in there. Birdie on the first. It's exactly the way you want to kick things off. The curly-haired Italian is awesome. It's Guy Vizo. He's much younger, though, than his 2K21 counterpart. Much younger than his 2K21 counterpart. I am disappointed that the character customization was not as good. I feel like I remember from the little bit that I played of the Golf Club 2019, I feel like they had some pretty decent character customization options. I had like a freakishly green character or something, if I remember correctly. But like 2K21 had less, I think, but still a fair amount. And then this game was like, honestly, very disappointing when it came to that. Oh, come on, you gotta turn back a little bit more than that. Really good on the distance control. Unfortunate to leave ourselves out to the right a little bit here. Uphill putt. I'm reading a little bit of left to right. If it's... I'm only gonna play for a little bit of it. That's all there was, just like a tiny bit of movement. I'm reading some on one side, reading it kind of straight on the other, so kind of have to find a happy medium there. Primary, secondary, and tertiary hair color was amazing. Blonde with brown and green to make it look like you've been swimming in chlorine too long. I had a friend back in high school who had like bleach blonde hair. And I remember it was summertime coming up on the next school year, and he was a year older than us, so he had senior photos coming up, and he's like, he couldn't go swimming. He's like, nah, I got senior pictures coming up. I can't go in the pool. It'll just bleach his hair green. That is a very real thing. Like it was like the blonde that you see mostly on like babies or like toddlers, like that blonde. Yeah, we joked that he was albino. He wasn't, but his hair was wildly blonde. Oh, I underhit it. Ah, man. Oh, man, yeah. That 4%. That 4% off hurts. Trying to hit a 101, you hit 97. That's, yeah, that's gonna do some damage. Alright. Seems like this putt wants to break right to left for most of it. I don't know that it's anything crazy, but it's also a longer putt, so we'll see how this goes. That's actually really nice. Missed the distance control on that by a little bit on the low side of power. But very good to see that read was a good one. All right, we don't have a ton of room at the front of the green here. Again, kind of underhit that one. Underhit and pulled. Not the greatest. You got lemon juice sprayed in your hair that year and had frosted tips for a while? The year was 2001. Frosted tips were still in. Oh man. I don't know if I knew anybody that actually had frosted tips, but man, were they wildly popular during that early 2000s boy band era. You didn't want them? Nah, not cool anymore. You know, I know that fashion trends and stuff come back around. Have the frosted tips come back around since then? I didn't respect it. Did not respect it. For sure, Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish. All right, I think we're gonna take the full. We're gonna take the full club approach. Are we really gonna do this though, where like that is a miss by like? Oh, swing plane. Oh, swing plane, how you never cease to disappoint me. Alright, well, we'll see how this goes. Just gotta try and get it up on the green and roll it back there. Maybe because the polar ice caps are melting, won't make as big of a comeback. That kind of sucks. Alrighty. Let's try and make a little up and down play here. I don't think I want to chip it because that's all downhill. I mean, flop's not gonna be great, but it's also kind of all I've got to work with. I think I need to underhit it too. Not that underhit though. Gosh darn it. I mean, I'm playing, it sucks because you're trying to play like a cheeky shot and you don't really have much of anything to work with here. Because it's just gonna roll out. well, we're gonna take a bogey on the 5th. With the yellow outfit, so what, do I have to change his hairstyle from Saturday to Sunday? Mans is so dedicated. Also, like, can we just talk about how little that swing plane is missing and how much I am getting absolutely reamed for it? Oh God, I don't have, I will say this much. I don't have that much faith that things will change in the next game, but like, I hope they go back more 2K21 style. It should not be such a hard and fast miss. It really should not be such a hard and fast miss. Like, you're telling me the guy that intentionally misses to the side, that just plays for it, gets a 1 yard, 1 yard increment. I get 5 yards plus because I tried to hit the window that the game says, hey, you should hit this window. It's white. That's what you want to hit. Like, I get playing your swing, but if your swing is straight, you shouldn't be punished more. That's where my trouble lies. Anywho, I've been complaining about that since the game came out, so yeah, just kind of in that waiting for next game phase of my I hit that firmly. Wow, did that snap though? Like, way mishit that, but the amount of break, that was crazy. That was crazy. All right. Yeah, it's like wild. Some of these ones, like, it just feels like, the ball just kind of snaps. Like, you hit the ball and suddenly it's like, oh, it's going right to left, and then you're like, oh, okay. You were crazy once, only one time. Must be nice. Must be nice. They locked you in a rubber room? With rats? Okay, I don't know where this is going, Doctor. I have completely lost track of where this... Were you crazy, and that's why they locked you in the room? Or you weren't crazy, but then when you were locked in the room with the rats, then you went crazy? Were you part of some complex torture system that also may or may not have happened in an insane asylum? Just a verbal loop that was popular recently? I am not hip. I am not hip. Hey, what's it, Erud? Joe Burrow just got carted off the field? At training camp? How? What would have happened at training camp for... What would have happened at training camp for him to get carded? Aren't you not supposed to touch the quarterback? Isn't that like the whole thing? Okay, that's back-to-back very gray slows. Green in regulation though, am I right? Calf injury? Well, hopefully for the sake of the Bengals fans, he's okay. Because that's a huge hit. That's an absolutely huge hit if they can't utilize him. Non-contact? Always seems to be how it is, right? Always seems to be how it is. Although if it's a calf injury and not like a knee or hamstring or something, then that's probably less concerning. Well, yeah, that's the thing, like, non-contact is, like, the way that these guys, you know, tear their ACLs and stuff the most, because the biggest thing is, like, I want to say, I feel like the turf monster is such a thing because of, like, the way that these guys have their ankles taped and stuff. Right? Normal people, if you did some of the moves that they did, you would just roll your ankle. But you've got your ankle taped up with your shoe and stuff. Well, if that stays stiff, well, that puts all of the pressure up into your knee. Your knee is not braced. So that's where that buckles then. You know, you don't tape your ankle, I feel like your non-contact ACL injuries go down. Obviously, you've got guys with more injured ankles, but I guess it's ultimately what's worse, or, you know, what's more likely. I don't know. I think I would rather roll my ankle and have a sore ankle than risk the ACL, because ACLs can be career-ending. Seem to have lost my swing somewhere after the first couple of holes. That's got a nice little roll to it though, but this is not a simplistic putt by any stretch. What a putt. What a putt. All right, 3 under going out. We struggled a bit there. Made the bogey. That play, I feel like, was a bit of a miscalculation. We're going to lay this one back, though. 4 iron off the tee. Getting a little bit too quick on the downswing. It's funny how sometimes with this game you like get some feels and you're like, okay, that's what that feel is like for the swing, and then you struggle to replicate it. Because, like, that right there feels just as fast as the other ones have. But there's, like, just a small difference in timing, and I think that's why, like, it overall feels almost the same. But then you get the push in there, and Yeah, we're 13 feet to the side where we should be 3 feet away if we can hit it. Right to lefter, up the hill. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect it. Break at the end. Okay, crazy thing to me is yet again, I hit that harder than my intended line, and we missed it low. So like, wildly off on the reads. Question is just like, why is that breaking so much but not looking like it's that severe? Which is more frustrating, this game or only up? I think this game, and that's solely based on the fact that I've put enough hours into this game and this series to like know how I should be doing. Like, only up could get more frustrating potentially, say, over time. Right? For me, frustration with the game has a lot to do with like expectation of myself, right? So like, I know that I'm good enough to perform to a certain level. You know, I don't have enough I have like just over 10 hours in Only Up. Like, I shouldn't be good at it, right? But this game, you know, I have several hundred hours in, and I have like 1,300 hours in 2K21. So for me, there's an expectation there. Still gonna miss it. For me, there's an expectation there, you know, because I know what I'm capable of. You know, and know what I should be doing. So that's ultimately where that sort of thing lies for me. Yeah. You'll see with anything that I play, the more that I play it, the more quickly I can get irritated with things. If I'm fresh to something, like I view that in my head of like, I'm still learning. So when I mess up or things, you know, I fail to input something properly or whatever, you know, I don't have that pressure of like, oh, well, I should be so great at this, you know, at this point. But that is why you'll see me get, you know, irritated with this game of like, I know because of how much time that I've put into it, like I know how marginally I am missing things. And so I get frustrated because of how big the trade-off is. Yeah, but if I was new, like, I'm just gonna be like, ah, dang, this game is hard, like, just gotta get better. Left to right movement down the hill. I think it looks like it's slightly back at the end, but I think there's gotta be so much of it early. Something like here. Turn hard right. It's gonna hang out to the left. Little too pacey. All right, little two putt action there. Little two putt action there. Got a fairly tucked pin. I think I have to aim here because it's straight line to the flag is that, so I have to be left. Or we do this. Play the 4-iron. I'm gonna play some fade. Still have to be left, but I can kind of play this back into the wind. It's a good strike. I mean, it's gonna go like the trade-off here is the 4-iron's probably gonna go longer, but I don't know that there's really any way to get after this hole location. Like at 215 yards between 4 and 5-iron, like, yeah, there's just no chance. Seems to be a pretty substantial amount of left to right. I don't see anywhere that would potentially flatten out, so somewhere out here. They've been breaking quite a bit. Surprising. Surprising. Stays pretty straight out there. I don't know, man. We've just been kind of struggling a little bit to get these putts to drop. Like, you know, just in a tough situation where, you know, we're not dropping the ball like right next to the hole. Hey, what's going on, Kurtski? So True Sim is so we play in a third-party system called TGC Tours. So they have what is called the True Sim Tour. But the long and short of it is we play on Master Swing with all of the assists turned off. So we have no green grids, we have no lie grids, we have no scout cam. It's pretty close to legend settings. Or it's pretty close to max difficulty settings, except we have the aim marker on and we're on Master Swing. So we've got 122 to the front here, 125 wind at the back. I gotta take a bit off of this. I'm okay if we fly it a little bit long, I just can't be short. %. Come on. Needed that extra 2%. Uphill here as well. Right to left putt. I don't want to see, like, this is just where we start to get tripped up by the course, because we've had so many of these shorter ones snap on us, right? But that last one didn't break near enough. Get in there. Get in there. Come on now. You play Master but still get the swing feedback and win numbers. Yeah, I mean, anything mastering up is tough. Anything mastering up is tough. This is just kind of like that next step. You know, and it's also the type of thing that on the really tough courses, like on the really tough courses, this becomes a bit much. But on True Sim, we play a lot of tour courses. Or even if it's not on tour, you know, we're playing a real-life recreation of some sort. So, you know, the greens are a little bit more manageable. They're not the, like, ridiculous greens that you'll see on the Platinum Tour. The masochists who enjoyed the torture, it's not as bad as it seems. You know, it's definitely tough, but it's a lot about trusting numbers, right? So, like, True Sim is just a lot about being able to calculate distances. And trusting that the ball is going to land, you know, around the yardage you think it is. Bounce and release around as much as you think it will. Putting is definitely tougher in this game. I feel like 2K21 had a little bit more of a giveaway of, like, how certain things would work. You just kind of have to treat it like you would, yeah, real putting. Come on, you gotta turn. A little more than that. Alright, it hung out a little bit too straight early on. Really get down low on it from right behind the ball. So, like, you can take the putting camera. You can take the putting camera and get it down. You can get down below your feet. Then you can snap to the other side. It's the in-between that's the... It's the in-between that's the worst. Like, if I have a 20-foot putt, 15-foot putt even, right? It's like pretty much once you're outside of, like, 5 to 10 feet and, like, beyond, you just have a giant gap that it's so hard to read anything in between. So you, at that point, you end up making just a ton of assumptions. All right. This is... I'm gonna try and go a little bit long and spin it back. We'll see where this goes. Try and go long and spin it back to the hole. That... Pretty good distance control. Unfortunately, the ball rolled completely not in the direction I would have wanted it to. What the whole putt and feel, yeah, like, so this, you know, I can look behind the ball, right? And, like, I can move this and I can use the hole as reference, right? And so I can see it's left to right at my feet, left to right the hole, and it looks like it's left to right the whole way in the middle, but I have no surefire way of knowing, like, what that break is actually like at the different parts of this putt, right? I can make a lot of assumptions. I can guess, and you know, we can try and work out what we think these breaks are like. Like, I'm under the impression that the early break is not a ton, but then as it comes up, you know, it's gonna swing a lot more left to right. And sometimes you get the reads right, but it's not easy, and it's not always, most of the time it doesn't go in. What's going on, ears? Oh, man. I mean, we take those, for sure. For sure we take those. So what? Like this, we're gonna carry one night. So this is what I'm talking about trusting your distances. You know, I know it's a 186-yard shot. It's going to carry to about 190, 191, and then we've got like 4 or 5 miles an hour of wind back in our face. Well, that 4 or 5 miles an hour of wind scares me. Like, a lot. So now it's a... Now it's the type of thing, like, okay, I'm going to try and play a baby draw in here. I'm probably going to end up long, but this is just not wanting to risk being short with the 7-iron, trying to squeeze it onto the front of the green. It's a nice strike. Not terrible. It's going to roll out too far, but that's not bad at all. 14-foot 2 left to right breaker. Flatter at the top than it is at the end of this putt. Oh, man. Almost. Almost had it. I mean, we've been... For the most part, the reads have been pretty good. You know, we've had a few where they've, like, really snapped on us. But for the most part, reads have been really good. That shot, though, was not good. Push slow on a fade. Oh, so now we can't make it to the green in 2. Because the front's at 198, yeah. So we've got to play... We've got to play a shot out here. That's 170. What's the front? 146. Not gonna do anything too aggressive. This should kick out left, and then we hopefully have... It should be like a lob wedge or a sand wedge back in. Okay, so lob wedge. I don't know how this angle of approach is gonna be. Ball's below the feet, and there's some wind. Gotta take a few yards off of it. Alright, come on, lob wedge. Beautiful strike, but like, came off a bit more right. Hopefully that's like easy enough below the hole. That angle's giving me left to right. I'm getting like a right to left vibe from here. I hate these putts. I hate these putts so much. I'm gonna hit it straight. When you're not sure and you see, when it looks like it's gonna break from the opposite direction from either side, just hit it straight. Hit it, or hit it at least straighter. All right, so 7 under, admittedly, yeah, like 10, 12, 14 from the guys up top. You know, we're dropping strokes there. We had our struggles. But overall, I would say that we were able to rally. We were able to find some scores. You know, it's hard when you put yourself into some of these tougher putt situations. But I gotta take where we're at and run with it.